Hi, guys. Welcome to Empowered Hearts, episode 37.
7:37.
Holy moly. Like, we're almost a year.
I
January.
saw a little I saw a little clip of episode 1 and I was like, we started out doing lives
Mhm.
on Instagram, which
I
was
was
really
so,
fun.
it was fun. I was so scared. I was like having a panic attack as we were recording. Like, I was like, I was dissociated and like shaking. And now I'm just like, this is just what I do.
We couldn't even get the first one to work.
No, we were both scared, I think.
I was definitely nervous. And I don't know why, because like I can come on social media and talk in my stories all day long. Doesn't bother me.
I think it's the aspect of live because it's not delayed. You're here, you are, like standing on a stage for anybody to see you. And it's kind of weird, but I think it also
Yeah.
has to do with like this will kind of go into what we're talking about today, but like security in self, right? It's something we were unsure of. And we both, I feel, definitely have grown this year with our security in who we are
Yeah.
and being able to stand our ground and just be like, this is who I am, and embodying really who we are as leaders. And
Mhm.
yeah, I think it's just kind of nervous. I think the first time that I go and give a public talk about addiction, I'll probably like shit my pants, literally. I'll like, you need a diaper.
You kind of zone out. I have done public speaking and
Oh
I was
God.
like, are my knees gonna buckle?
Right.
But it's like you just like drop in and you do it.
You're like not there.
Yeah.
That's what my dissociation feels like. That all the time. Terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're dealing with that today. Let's talk about this briefly.
Yeah.
We feel like it's
I
collective.
feel like it's a collective and it's astrological because normally okay, I feel like I've talked about this, but I'll talk about it again. When I was 14, so growing up, I grew up with a traumatic household. Like as like the Matrix would call it, I have complex PTSD. And it really, I don't think it like ever like fully leaves you, but it like does eventually, like parts leave you, right? And a part of complex PTSD can be the symptom of dissociation. Now, there's two different types according to the DSM-5, which is like the psychiatric handbook. And then we can talk about this on a soul level. What does this mean on a soul level? But according to like psychology, what it means is that you have experienced too much trauma and you have dissociated from reality. And so you're here, but like it feels like either you're on top of your body and you can witness it. That's called uh oh my God,
It's like out of body.
depersonalization.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is derealization, which is when you're in your body, but the outside world feels fake, like you're in a fishbowl. Like you're like, is that my hand? I'm not sure. Like everything looks like you're kind of in a movie. If you've experienced it, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. Like it is the
Mm-hmm.
weirdest experience. And so at 14, for whatever reason, which I'm diving into this, um, I was at the subway station with my best friend at the time, who's still my friend till today. And I just it was like you're here, and then all of a sudden it was like my soul went behind me and never came back. And like, but part of me is still here, but part of me is gone. And from my recollection, nothing happened that morning. I like repeat that morning in my head often. And yeah, I don't know. Like I've had a psychic tell me I stepped into a portal, which that's what it feels like. It feels
Okay.
like I was just it was like boom, I stepped into a portal. Part of me has stayed in the portal, and the other part of me is still here. But for trauma victims, this is a means of coping. And that is the same thing that it means on a soul level as well. You know, which is kind of neat. Like the DSM-5 pretty much describes it the same. They just don't use the word soul. But basically, it's like, it's too much here on planet Earth. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out. And so part of me doesn't want to come back now, even though I've done all this trauma healing and all this healing in general. There's still a piece of me that doesn't want to come back, and it's kind of scary. I'm like, why? Like, what am I not remembering? So I've decided,
Do you ever feel fully back?
no, not since 14.
But some days it's worse than others.
Yeah. So then on top of this, if I'm experiencing certain so if there's certain transits going on in astrology, so like if I'm experiencing a 12th house transit, which is a Pisces transit in your birth chart. So my 12th house is in Taurus. So meaning in Taurus season for everyone, I experience a lot of Piscean energy because that's the house that it lives in. And so I feel extremely dissociated the whole time. I'm like, we are not here. We are like floating in the ethers. And right now, since Monday, when Mercury went retrograde, it's had the same effect. But it's weird because I don't believe Mercury is in my 12th house, but I should probably check. But I feel like it's my 7th house. I
Okay.
could be wrong. I could, I'll check that.
And it's just really challenging because
Yeah, I mean,
when you come up to an experience that can trigger a trauma response, then you completely dissociate.
oh yeah. So so like what I experienced earlier this year made it this way worse. And if something terrible happens in life, like whatever, like when my mom passed, I was like, forget it. Like, I am not here, it just, and it is normal though, because it's our soul's way of self-preservation. It's like, this is really heavy. I was actually listening to something last night about trauma and like about uh, near-death experiences. And when people actually experience a really severe death, their soul actually leaves and they watch what the occurrence, like they don't let themselves experience it.
Really?
It's too much. Yeah, it's too much. So it's like, it's just too much.
It's a protective measure.
Yeah, it's totally a protective measure. So if
So
you
then so I have a question though. This is like not even on topic, but this is really good information. So when that happens, do you have emotion?
I do, yes.
Okay.
But it's less so. I can still experience emotion, but I feel numb.
Yeah.
It's have you ever experienced this?
No.
Thank God.
Do you want to know what I experience?
Yeah.
This is messed up because I just figured it out the other day what happened. So I will be, and this has happened to me multiple times and I didn't know what it was. I thought it was a blood sugar low, but it's energetic. So I would go to a nail appointment and be in the session with my nail tech, and all of a sudden my heart would start to like absolutely race. It would just start racing. And then I could feel myself, my hands would get clammy and I could feel myself feeling like nauseated, like I'm going to pass out. And I'm literally sitting down in a chair, and it happens so many times, but only there. Okay. And then I started going to like my hair appointment. Same thing. I'm sitting in the chair, and my body would start to have this response to the energy in the room. And I was watching TikTok the other night, and there's a psychic medium that does carpooling.
Okay.
And he's
Carpooling, like driving?
Yeah, like a taxi. And then he'll communicate with the souls that come in with this person. And he's like, I'm sorry, I gotta pull over. My heart's starting to race. I feel like I'm gonna pass out. You need to get out of the vehicle. Because there was like so much energy around her, but it's not like good energy. It's like grief. grief energy. So I figured out now, when my body has this response, it is connected to grief. And it's like this is how I see it. Their heart is blocked, their heart chakra. And so I am like transmuting the energy to open their heart chakra.
Oh.
And it happened so fast and so quick. It just happened to me like not even that long ago. One of my friends' loved one passed away, and I sat down with her, and it started to happen. And so now all the pieces are clicking together. It's not the same as dissociation, but it's like,
No, but it's funny that you mentioned this because I've experienced that. It's almost like a panic attack, but not. But
yeah.
yeah.
And
And
it nothing triggers it. You're
yeah.
just sitting there, and all of a sudden your body starts to just go through this reaction. But it's like,
Well, this is actually what happened to me at 14. I had this first and then I left.
it's so intense.
It's
And
so
I
intense.
honestly, Morgan, I think it's incongruence to people who have had someone pass away and they haven't been able to accept it. And so the soul is kind of like lingering around this person, because I don't know if this is necessarily true, but what I've heard is that when you cannot accept somebody's passing, it doesn't give them the ability to like go to the light.
Ooh.
Or pass over. And so they're connected still. And it's like a very low dense energy. And that's what happened to you at the subway?
Yeah, so it's so interesting. The person I was with, her and I are still friends. We didn't talk for 20 years, but we are friends again. And like, we are definitely soulmates, like, or split souls. We are probably the same soul. Like
twin flame.
we are literally the same person. We actually look identical. I should send you a picture. Like we look, I will, I'll send you a picture of the both of us. Everybody used to say we're sisters when we were younger. We can communicate like
telepathically.
Yeah, we just know. Like we can read a room the same. We pick up on the same things together. We have the exact same humor. Like it's I don't know. It's like really, it's one of those things that when we are together, like it's and the same things happen in our lives. I'm always just a little bit ahead of her. So
yeah.
Let's talk about this. Well, I guess this is what we'll talk about today, is just interesting soul this is fun.
Oh, I love it.
We were going to talk about standing your ground in relationships, but we will do that next week and we will give you guys lots of advice. Don't you worry. But so we will be, okay. So here's an example. Like I was seeing somebody and it turned out very terribly. And she is, and like all the lessons that I learned, she is literally in the exact same situation. I was like, this is what's going on. This is what you need to learn. She's like, how do you know this? I was like, because I literally went through this. Like, like you need to learn self-respect. You need to learn boundaries. You need to learn how to say no. I'm like, this person's walking all over you. They're using you and you feel desperate and all the things. And she was like, oh my God, like it'll be like my toenail fell off. And then it'll be something like my pinky toenail fell off, and she'll call me and be like, my pinky toenail just fell off. And I was like, stop it. It's like
that's amazing.
So I feel like maybe something has happened with our souls.
Yeah.
Because she was who I was with when I was 14 and this thing happened. So like maybe something.
Oh, I just got like a wave of like really sad emotion.
Yeah, well,
like it makes me want to cry. I don't know why.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, it was really, she grew up with like a really traumatic household as well. And her mom like kicked her out at 14. Like, I don't know, was it the day? Like, I want to know what happened that day with her. She can't really recall, but I can recall what happened with me. So it'd be really, so I'm going to do a really deep dive in hypnosis with a person who like does past life regression and soul fragmentation retrieval.
Yes.
And because I need to start digging into this. This is driving me crazy. It's taking from my experience of life, you know?
Yeah. And you know, like there are so many beautiful resources now, my ear is ringing, that allow us to be able to really get in touch with those things that don't make sense, and like they continue to affect our life, you know, and like we want to be able to get to the root of it so that we can heal it. Like it's can't be easy to feel dissociation, you
No,
know, in like your everyday life.
it's tough. Like it's to feel separated from life is not a comfortable feeling, you know,
No,
or
no.
or anything like any nervous system response. And really at the, you know, like psychologists or psychiatrists will say, like it is a trauma response, and the soul, it's kind of the same. It's like trauma response or self-preservation response, or we've walked into a portal. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's like it's really,
What does that even mean if you walk into a portal? Like what happens?
I don't know.
There's so
Um,
much to know.
Part of me has not come back, that's all I know. It like
Well,
it like if you can imagine you're standing straight, right? You're standing right here, okay? And then all of a sudden my soul like went, and that was it. Like that,
yeah.
it was like something out of the Matrix. It was like, and we're leaving. And it
And
like
then what did you see?
nothing. All I remember is that everything around me slowed down and everything changed how my perception, it's like, it was like in slow motion, everything changed. It was like, and like changed. And like, and I was all of a sudden not here in quotations. I was like, oh,
Maybe you like sidestepped death.
huh,
I don't know why that's coming through. Maybe
what does that even mean?
like you know how people have near death experiences?
Yeah.
Maybe it was like a pivotal moment in your life where it could have been a moment where you could have died.
Huh. Huh. I mean, but I didn't.
I know.
But part of me did.
Yeah. Interesting.
Like part of me has crossed.
Yeah.
Shit. That's like, why am I smiling?
Because it resonates, maybe? I don't know. Like, I just am thinking, like, I mean, anything could happen in a subway station.
It could be an attachment. It could be
Yeah.
a
That's
portal,
also a possibility.
right?
Yeah. Which will be great to do. Well,
You can release attachments in hypnosis.
okay, I was gonna say
Yeah.
that would be great too.
Yeah, you can. And like you might need like energy work after to balance,
Hmm.
but you can release them because it's the difference between hypnosis and being in your third eye. It's like different. It's weird.
Hmm.
It's like you are still, it's like you have different access to different parts of your brain. It's fascinating. So when you're in like meditation to get access to your third eye, it kind of feels like the front of your head you're accessing, like
Yeah.
this here,
Frontal cortex.
maybe. When I'm in hypnosis, it's like kind of the back.
Yeah.
It feels this way at least, and it's like I'm pulling from somewhere.
Yeah.
When I'm in my third eye, it's more like I'm receiving.
Yeah.
Like one I'm actively going to get, the other I'm allowing to come in.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's
Why don't you tell
fascinating.
us about your gifts and like all your third eye and like how you see things? Because it's so cool.
Oof. It's ramped up. Like this week, I have reached a different level.
You have.
Um, I receive images nonstop all day long. Let's start there. Of sequences of things playing out that are not, that don't make sense to my physical reality. And it's not like daydreaming, because daydreaming's different. Daydreaming is like you're creating it.
Yeah.
I just get like these flashes of, like, it's like you looked at the TV for a second and watched a little scene and took your eyes away. I will get like flashes of things that is like showing me a puzzle piece to something. And when I see it, like I can be looking in this room and I will see it in my mind.
Yeah.
Right? Like
I
it's
know.
okay.
Mhm.
So third eye. When as I've been using and developing this gift, because that it is truly a phenomenal gift to have. I watched a TikTok the other day of this girl, and she can't picture anything in her mind.
I
She's like,
know.
have you seen that?
No, but I know that that's a thing.
Yeah.
They teach us that in hypnosis to like, because some people literally do not have any visuals, but
Yeah.
they can experience life differently through taste and smell and touch. So when you're bringing people into hypnosis, that way you need to be like, I want you to feel things on your feet. I want you to smell it so that like that's how,
Yeah.
because you can't visualize. I know.
And I think I've had this gift my entire life, but I didn't realize what it was until I started to learn about it.
Yeah.
But the thing that I love the most is that it helps me when I'm doing ACHF. Like when I'm dropped into an energy healing session for animals or people, the imagery that comes through is like out of this world.
Yeah.
Especially like when I'm working on the physical part of the body.
Right? Okay. Get
Yeah,
into this. Like,
yeah. So um when I do an energy healing session, I have guides that guide me through the session. And so they will show me where in the physical body or energetic body that needs the ACHF. So I will zoom in to the inside of like a stomach or like the inside of the intestines, or I will see like the heart beating and I will see the valves, and I can like it is insane what your consciousness has the ability to do.
it really is.
Like it blows me away. It's like sometimes I'm like, is this real life? Like that we actually have access to that.
Yeah. And I bet you any money, like it can be more intense. Like your gifts are developing. Like this
Yeah.
is, I experience my psychism differently. Like like I can see visuals, but I don't want to bet on them. Like I wouldn't be like, okay, Crystal, I'm going into your energy and I can see this. No, no, no. Like that isn't how I can. If imagery comes cool, like that's really neat. Like when I was checking, sometimes I like I'll do like a scan. Like I was doing a scan the other day and I saw this image and I was like, okay. And but that's not normal for me. It's like if I'm meant to see it, it's for like for me to understand something. But
Okay.
mine is more like I get like the drop in of knowings.
Yeah.
So I'll just be like do do do, like walking along the day, um, or whatever, reading a book, and it's just like so this is what happened with when Trump won, and I'm sure a lot of people have received this download as well. But I knew he was going to win, first of all. We need like I just knew that was going to happen. And
Mm-hmm.
then after he won, I was just reading my book and it was like the reason this is how it came through, but it's so quick, just like when
Yeah.
you visual, it's so quick. Like it's not like it doesn't come in a sentence, it just comes in it's like an understanding.
Yeah. Like a
So it
thought
comes
drops in.
kind of, but it's not even a thought. It's just like, wisdom. Like, so it
Yeah.
was, I got this like
I love
drop
it.
in of, well, he needed to win so that somebody who wasn't ever going to run will run and that will help the human collective. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, what? Where did that come from? Like, so
And
it's,
so that is claircognizance.
yeah.
But you are also
I'm also,
very clairvoyant.
Yeah.
I think you're just learning to realize it. You know, like it's like a lot of the times, because our mind is constantly running,
Yeah.
we can't separate the difference between thinking and clairvoyance unless we are like paying attention.
Yeah. So if I drop in and I want to ask my guides a question, I notice now when my head will tilt.
Mm,
That's how I know it's my third eye and not my mind. Because
yeah.
so I'll be like receiving a message and I'll be like, and like it's slower and I'm like, okay, that is a message rather than like, because I'll get like these
Yeah.
random, it's when I drop in and I want to receive answers, there'll be like 8,000, like I recorded it once. There'll be like 8,000 messages that come. It'll be like showing me all these symbols, like rabbits and soccer balls and blah 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 blah. And it'll be like, "Ooh," and it'll slow down on an image of somebody, like this is what happened the other day, of somebody washing their hands. And then I'm like, okay, what does that mean? It's like
Yeah.
that. So it's like, and then it's kind of being able to take these random, really fast images and connecting them with what's going on. And so when I see like the slower image, I'm like, something is needing to be cleaned or like washed and done with. Like
Let go. Yeah.
yeah, I'm able to understand the message that way. It's really neat. It's definitely developed.
Yeah, because I mean, some people can tap into like mediumship, I guess it would be, where
Yep.
you call in a guide and then they'll have like a conversation with the guide and answer questions for the person that is here on the earth. And my friend is like incredibly psychic and that's what she does.
Really?
And yeah, she sees it as a movie. Yeah, she sees like the scenes and she can tell you every single detail of the scene, like what you're wearing, what shoes you have on, what time of year it is. Like it's crazy. It's
That's so
crazy.
fascinating.
And I get like clips or imagery like you do.
Yeah, but I feel like you can do it on purpose. Mine's still developing to do that. Like I can do it on purpose, but not as like you can. Like you're like, okay, I'm honing in on this person's energy, and then
Yeah.
you can like zoom in. I can't do that.
Yeah, it just happens. It's
It's
like
weird.
I don't even try. It's like when I went into Keisha's energy last night, your cat. Um, I see her, I call her soul in, and I see her root chakra was like blinking like this. And I was like, okay, we're gonna work on her root. It was like it's just but it's different every time.
So cool.
Yeah.
That's so fascinating. And like really, for some reason, now there is a message here that's coming through right now. I'm being told that I need to talk about the responsibility of this.
Yep.
So I just got it just happened to me right
Yep.
now. It's like
Yep.
download. So this is a huge responsibility. Like it is really cool. It is. It's like fun and fascinating and like I'm here for it. And it's also a huge responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Should we talk about that? Because it is a
I
huge
think we should. I don't wouldn't recommend people to just open their channel, you know.
no.
Like it's there's a lot of safety that needs to take and not to be scared of it, but it's just it's there's a the proper way to do it and to protect yourself is number one.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I yet have the tools for cleansing my energy down pat. And so I went into Crystal's energy the other day to help her with something which I've never done before. She's just like, I need you to help me. I'm like, okay, we're gonna do this. And it actually was really easy. It just like I literally experienced, it's like I became you for a second.
Yeah.
It was really interesting. So I was able to like be like, well, this is what I'm experiencing. But because we're different people, we can see things like I'll see it from a different perspective than you would,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But then after I was like, okay, I'm cleansing, but like I was like on my way to yoga and I'm like not didn't take the time to like really ground and cleanse. And I ended up like wearing her symptoms for a few days. But it's
Yeah.
I know it's just, if we're gonna be doing energy healing and using your psychic gifts, it's really important to like shield your space and shield you and like understand cleansing rituals and
Mhm.
grounding rituals, because when you do this, you accessing the upper chakras and like it's messy. It can be very messy.
Yeah. And so what Morgan experiences is called clairsentience, which is another psychic gift. Clairsentience is it's a really beautiful gift, and it also can feel like a curse sometimes, because
Mm,
basically what it is
yes.
you feel the energy of the other soul. So if you are clairsentient and you are not aware of it, and you walk into a room full of people and all of a sudden you feel nauseous, or all of a sudden you feel, really sad, or you feel money scarcity just kind of jumps into your energy, like that is clairsentience.
Yeah.
And so when you start energy healing, it works well because it communicates with you what is going on with the other
Mhm.
person. But that is exactly what used to happen to me too. I would like take their symptoms, and then I would wear them.
Yeah, and I mean it'll happen like with clients. I have to be very careful. Like
Yeah.
like I have to be so careful, but it's because I shielded yesterday before I went in. Um it went away. Like it went away like probably half an hour after. It's like I felt it, but then it didn't stick. And I was like, okay, I just needed to like maybe I shook and I was like, I'm letting this go. Like this
Letting
is
this go.
fine. I went and got some fresh air and it shifted. But holy moly, when the client came out of the session, I was like, whoa, like what is happening? And I felt every ounce of what she was feeling, and it was not good. It was not comfortable. So I'm gonna have
Can
to
be a lot. The
yeah, but
other
it didn't stick. So that's good. Like it didn't stay. It
good.
passed and it
The
just
the
left.
other Morgan, when you drop into session, do you open your chakras?
What session?
Like when you just drop into your own session,
Sometimes.
do you close them?
Yes.
Yeah, because that's the other piece too, is like I every single day will drop into my own session and do ACHF on myself.
Hmm.
And I will shield first, then open my chakra centers, do all the work. And then at the end, I seal them.
Hmm.
So I don't close them down, but I just like they shrink and they like seal like this,
Yeah.
so that they're all kind of like shielded in
Hmm.
their own.
That's literally that psychic protection thing I was telling you about. It's
Yeah.
like I do like an archangel closing. This is this new thing I've been trying, and it is like a shield. It's like you take a shield, like you take like a coin and you like so the buds close and then you put a coin over them and then you wear your protection on top.
Cloak, because that's the other thing too, is like if we wrap a cloak around us before we do any energy healing, and then as like a spiritual practice afterwards you can say, okay, I'm now removing the cloak. And
Hmm.
it's kind of like I mean, your body takes everything that you say literally. Let's talk about this for a minute.
Yes.
So when we let's say that we've picked up on something that we know is not ours, but we can't seem to shake it. One of the things that Morgan and I have been taught this week not to say is that we are releasing the energy from
Yeah.
our body. Um, I worked with this beautiful healer this week, and he said to me that when we have a car that we are leasing for 2 years, and at the end of it, we decide, oh, we still want this car. So what do? We release it. So basically, we're deciding, oh, we're going to continue to carry this on.
Yeah.
So instead, because again, like our body, our energy body, our light body, everything takes what we say literally, we are letting go. So after an energy session, if we just pretend that we have a cloak on, we take the cloak off, we are now letting go of that soul's energy.
Yes. This is also the same as like we work in hypnosis. I've been taught this, and they're actually somebody I forget his name, but he teaches language, and he's an astrologer and teaches language. He's like a gay guy on Instagram, and like the cosmic something. You'll know if I show him to you. Anyways, he's very educational about language, and teaches us like be mindful of like how you say this or how you use this or what you do because of this reason. And it's the same when clients say, I want to lose weight. Well, when you lose something, it means that you got to go find it, right? And so you have to let go of the weight. And there's often, people are like, I got to lose weight. I got to lose weight. And it's the mindset of, I'm letting it go. It's like not going to be part of my life anymore. And like, you don't even realize it. Like, this is the subconscious mind. Like, you don't even realize. And the English language is so limited. It really is. It's like when you receive a download, sometimes you cannot explain it because there are not words that match the experience. It's really
so true.
I don't know if like all language is like this. I bet you it is. I mean, it's probably different, but the English language does not describe to the essence of what things are. And so we have to be mindful of that. Like how you speak to yourself is like another thing, this is really important. When we focus on the negative things, right? It's like having that go on and on and on. And if anybody knows me, I caught myself there. I can be Miss Negative. You don't want to use I am sentences with anything. You will claim that of what you are. So if you're not feeling well, you don't want to walk around going, I'm sick, I'm sick, because
I'm so tired. Yeah.
Say that, right? You want to be like, I feel unwell. I feel, because when you use an I am statement, your subconscious just takes it as truth, which is why manifestation works. Both ways, right? We can manifest shit, and we can also manifest things that we want. And we don't even realize it. So
it's interesting because this morning I was like doing like positive self-talk, and I'm like, okay.
Oh, yay.
I'm ready. My life is filled with miracles, and they land all the time. And I caught myself because I was like, it can't get much better than this. And I was like,
yes, it can.
It's always getting better. Every day is better.
Yeah.
Like I was like, okay, let's not limit ourselves and say that, because it will, like, it every day can get better.
Yeah.
And better and better.
It's wild how people don't realize this is something I'm going to be doing like an in-person teaching on this, on language. Probably at a little cafe here in my town, is teaching people. I guess I'm doing that. Like, this just came out of my mouth. I'm like, what? Oh, I guess I'm doing this. Okay.
At a little coffee shop. Here we go.
I'm speaking I'm manifesting right now in reality. This is what manifestation looks like. You just speak out an idea and then you go with it. And that's how you manifest. I guess I'll be doing that. I don't know where that came from.
I love it. That's amazing.
I mean, yeah. So it's like really, there's like a fine line between bypassing how you're feeling and focusing on the negative, right? It's like, you want to be like, well, I am amazing. And it's like, well, you are amazing, yes, and you're experiencing pain. We don't want to mix them up of like, I am the pain, or I am the sickness, or I am this. It's taking that on, you will claim it. Just like you will claim, I have miracles every day. I am miraculous. Like, I receive money randomly all the time. Like, and people sometimes.
Oh, wait. Oh, Morgan, you have to share your story yesterday.
Okay.
Just for people, because I just want to say this before she does. A lot of people limit themselves into ways that you can manifest money. a lot of people just think, well, I work 9 to 5, this is what I get paid, period. But you have a very good example of how money can flow into your life.
Yeah, and I'm going to preface it with saying this. I thought this was all a croak of shit. Like, I was like, this is dumb. Like, money just does not flow in, and you guys are all nuts. So like, I want to use
I
me as,
love it. At least you're honest.
well, because I don't want to be like, telling people like, oh my God, look at all this, and like do these miracle practices of manifestation. And meanwhile, like, I'm over here, I've had to work
That's
through my,
me.
yeah, it is you, but I'm like, no, I'm like, okay, I've had to actively not be negative. Like, I often used to feel and only see everything bad. Like, it has been a challenge. And this is why I do what I do to help clients, because I know what it feels like to only see garbage in life. Like, that was me.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole money manifestation thing, I was like, yeah, okay. Like, you guys are on glue. Like, you guys are sniffing something that I've never experienced. But here we are. So I will say that money comes into my life unexpectedly every day to myself, and that I'm open to receiving it. Because if you're not open to receiving it, and everyone's going to be like, well, obviously I'm open to receiving it, but you're not.
No.
Being able to receive is an act, and it's something that we have to work on. So those are things that I do daily, and I attune myself to being able to see miracles, right? So I keep myself open to them, because this could happen and somebody would be like, they wouldn't even see it as a miracle, and they would bypass this completely. So I go into Pet Value last night because Crystal's helping me with my animals. She's looking into their energy and sending them ACHF. And my cat, she said that my cat had like crystals, or like there's just been some bladder issues. And I just felt like she wasn't great yesterday. And I was like, I feel like I need to do more for her. And so I went to the pet store and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna, like, the lady showed me, like, get this and then get this. And I was like, okay. And then I was telling her all about you going into her energy, and like, I was like, what a gift. Like, I didn't have to go to the vet. And I was like, and I bought this water bowl here, but do you think the cat's drinking it? Like, no. And she's like, well, just bring it back. I'm like, well, I threw the box out. She's like, whatever, we'll just return it and throw it out. I was like, what are you talking about? And she's like, just don't worry about it. Just, we're going to return it and no worries. And I was like, I didn't know I was like, I thought I had to like bring it in, like we'd do a whole thing. So I bought goat milk for the cat, which the cat does not
Which
want,
you will not drink.
which I will be bringing back, or the dog's drinking it now.
Yeah.
He thinks it's fantastic.
That's great.
She has like a white beard now on her.
I love
So I pay for it, and she's like, I owe you $8. And I was like, what? And she's like, well, the cat bowl you bought last week was $45, and the cat food today is like 30 something. So I owe you $8. And I was like, what? And I was like, did I just come in here and get paid to come in here? And I know it's only $8, but we can't look at the amount. That's where people screw up. I'm like,
Yeah.
I like voice noted Crystal immediately. I was like,
Yeah.
oh God, this is so much abundance. Like, this is wild. I got this stuff for free, and they paid me $8 to go in the store. Like,
What?
like,
Yeah.
how cool.
Yeah.
And it's celebrating like finding 5 cents, or it's celebrating somebody. So people lately have been gifting me books randomly.
Yes, that's another thing.
And I'm like, oh my God, this is so abundant. Like, that somebody is willing to gift me something, and you have to be like, I am so open to receiving this gift. Thank you. And like, make a huge deal out of it, because the universe responds to your vibration of what you are now, not what you want.
Yeah.
Universe does not care if you're in debt or if you're a millionaire. It cares how you feel about it.
Yeah, right now.
Right now. So
and then you attract more of that in.
Yeah. So if you're like, I am so grateful that I just found 5 cents, it's like, oh, well, we'll be giving you more 5 cents. Like
the same too, the thing that I love is when you go to the grocery store and you have a grocery list and you're shopping and it's like everything that you have on your list is on sale.
I don't know if I've ever experienced that, but that's cool.
Pay attention to it. And I'll notice it and be like, oh my gosh, like look at all of this.
Look at the abundance.
In one shop.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing. It's like how whatever we attune our energy to, like if I notice the
More
first
of.
item, yeah, exactly. You just get more of it. So you are so magnetic and so abundant that if you only see debt and lack, you're just gonna get more debt and lack.
Yeah.
You're just like a magnet.
And guys, listen, I will attest to this because I have been the most negative Nancy on planet Earth. Like, we are not making this up. We're not like, maybe Crystal is like this, everything's great. I've had to learn. So it's like, I'm telling you guys, this is not like a crock of shit. Like this, a crock of shit. Croak? A
Croc,
crock of shit. Crock.
croc.
It's not. It's real. And I have so much evidence of it now. Like in
Yeah.
the beginning, I just was like dying for my life to change. And like, so I was just like, screw it. I'm gonna just listen. I'm gonna just do this weird thing. And also another really good helpful tip is to see opportunities in situations, not problems.
Yeah.
That also helps.
Resolution, lean towards resolution.
Yeah.
A really easy way to understand how life kind of works in a super simple way. You can get the book A World is a Mirror by Nada Amari. Like that book, it's like this thick. You can read it in 1 hour and your mind will be blown. It's literally that simple. When you see who you are and what you're capable of and how to put that into use, and your entire world will change overnight in a very positive way.
I
It blew
haven't
my
read it.
mind.
I don't know, but I feel like I get it.
Yeah, you do. You get it.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what it is. Your world mirrors who you are.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. And that is beautiful and also kind of annoying, but it is what it is. You just have to learn how to take what you're going through and always see it as an opportunity of growth.
Yeah.
So it's like the worst case scenario can happen, but you have to see the opportunity in it. And I know that it's like, I'm not saying to bypass what you're experiencing.
No.
No. Experience it. Go through your sadness. You need to grieve. You need to be depressed. You need to be anxious, whatever it is. And then as well, find the opportunity in that as a lesson. Because if, like we said last week, like without the shadow work, you will spiritually bypass. So it's not all love and light. It's like I'm experiencing grief and I am so strong because I'm able to experience grief.
Yep.
That's how you find the opportunity in it. And it's like, well, if I can handle this, I can handle anything. Mm-hmm. And it's like just having that thought run through your mind is already pumping out a different energy.
And we can handle anything because we do.
Yeah.
It's
we
like we never we're never not going to be able to make it through it. Even though when you're in it, it feels like impossible sometimes.
Another really good practice is like writing down, like it's called scribing, and you can like so I did this a couple of years ago, before I believed in myself to start this business and to be a coach. I was like, there's no way that I know how to do this, but I really want to. And so I would write down, just like Bart Simpson does in The Simpsons.
Mm-hmm.
I think I wrote like, I am an incredible coach and have a successful coaching business. And I wrote it over and over and over. And like, there's an act about writing that like, anchors it in deeper to your subconscious, mm-hmm. that helps you believe it. So it goes deeper than just saying affirmations. Like it goes deeper than that.
I love writing.
I do too, but you guys are gonna laugh. Since the cell phone, so whenever that's been, and since I've been out of school, if I write, my arm starts like doing a T-Rex thing, it like seizes up, and I'm like, okay, like I can't write. Like I'm like, it's tired.
You gotta like exercise the muscles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like just my thumbs. It's like I only know how to use my thumbs on the
I
phone.
love writing. It's like I'm just a really creative person though. Like writing has always been like a hobby. Like I crave it.
Hmm. That's how I feel about working out.
Yeah.
Like I
I
have
definitely do not. I do not crave working.
to.
I make myself do it every day, but I'm like, I don't like this.
We've been going really strong. I think you and I are like on a month straight.
I'm on like week 8, I think.
I've been going, but like I've gone every day for 30 days. Like I haven't missed a day of cardio. I am on a 6-week journey of cardio every day plus weight training 5 days a week. I have not missed a day.
I'm proud of you.
I
I've
have abs.
definitely missed days.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Well, in the program that I'm doing right now, you're supposed to take the weekends off. But if there's like a day in the middle of the week when I don't get to it, I'll just like push it on to the weekend and work out on the weekend. So it's kind of all over the place, but I'm still doing it.
That's good. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I feel a lot stronger than when I first
Good
started.
for you.
Yeah, and I can like notice my body's like really changing.
Good for you.
So that's what keeps me going.
Well, my ab development is keeping me going.
Yes. I love it.
Okay. Well, this has been amazing. And ooh, whoopsie, this has been amazing. And
That's been
we
amazing.
will definitely get to holding your power and boundaries and all the things next week.
Yeah.
This is really cool of a topic.
I
So,
love how it just happened.
yeah, the most natural is always what's meant to be.
Amen. What does it mean for you to have an empowered heart today?
Oh, to listen to my gut and follow it. Yeah.
Mm.
Not be
Mm-hmm.
second guessing what the mind has to say.
Mm-hmm. That's huge.
Yeah. What
I mean,
about
because your gut never steers you wrong,
no, even
ever.
if it doesn't make sense, it
Yeah.
doesn't steer you wrong.
Yeah. Um, what's what's allowing me to feel empowered lately has been being able to like, I guess, hold my power, and not allow, I think I've said this before in a past episode, but not allow external circumstances to dictate how I'm going to feel,
Hmm.
and I'm just really trying to allow my feet to be firmly planted in the ground.
Yeah,
And that feels really good.
that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay,
This is great.
guys,
Yeah.
we'll see you next week. And if you guys are looking for your animals to have energy healing, I would highly recommend visiting Crystal about this because it
Thank
has been
you.
so helpful and she is so good at it and it's
Mm,
$100. It's like
yeah.
basically free.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I have to update my website.
Okay. We will see you next week, guys. Love you.
Bye. Love you.